Alright, the notes. Now, we're still going to have the same goal. Same goal, we want to isolate the variable, just like in solving an equation. Alright, we want to get the variable, whether it's x, y, we want to get it by itself. Okay, so if I look at number 1, very simple. I just subtract 4 from both sides. So I already have x by itself. I have x is less than or equal to, well, 9 minus 4, this gives me 5. Okay, now let's graph it. I'm going to put 5. Put a couple numbers to the right, 6 and 7. A couple numbers to the left, let's put 4 and 3. Now this means less than or equal to 5. Now since it's equal to 5, I take this circle and I fill it in. And then this means less than 5, well, all the numbers to the left are less than 5. So in an equation, you just get one solution. Here, there's infinitely many. 5, this is a solution, 4 is a solution, 3 is a solution, 2, 1, and all the way to negative infinity. Okay, let's skip to number 3. Number 3, I have 2 times x is less than 24. Well, that's really easy. I just divide by 2 both sides. So I get x is less than 12. Okay, if I want to graph it, let's move it up. Well, again, let's put 12, and let's put a couple numbers to the right, 13 and 14. A couple numbers to the left, we'll put 11 and 10. Now, since it's not underlined, I just have x is less than 12. I put an open circle, but 12 is not included. The arrow points to the left, so I'm going to shade to the left. So all these numbers, 10, 11, they're all less than 12. Okay, let's go to the next one, number 4. Number 4, well, now I have to work with the right side. I divide both sides by negative 11. That cancels. Divide this by negative 11. 33 divided by negative 11 is negative 3. And then we just have x. Now here's the thing. This is our rule. I have to switch the inequality symbol because I divided both sides by this negative 11. So this greater than now becomes less than. Alright, now when I graph this, I always want, this is a good one, x is written to the right. I always want x written to the left. Okay, now see, the open part faces the x, it's still going to face the x. Now this is going to be much easier to graph. So I'm going to put negative 3. Okay, if I go to the right, I have negative 2 and negative 1. The numbers are getting bigger. If I go to the left, the numbers are getting smaller. I have negative 4 and negative 5. And it's greater than negative 3. It's not equal to it, so it's an open circle. And see how the inequality is pointing to the right? I can only use that rule when x is written first. And it is in this case, that's why I switched it around. So greater than, I shade everything to the right. Alright, so what'll kind of stand out, if you see that you have a leading or a coefficient that's negative, meaning a number that's multiplying x by negative, when you get rid of it, eventually you're going to switch to inequality symbol, which I did for this case. Let's see here. 5 and 6 you guys can do on your own along with 2. And let's go to the next page. Alright, this video we're going to go over inequalities, solving inequalities, and you're going to see that basically 5.1 and 5.2 and all solving inequalities, you're going to use the same exact rules, steps, and procedures that we used when we solved equations. And we're going to start out real easy. 5.1 and 5.2 only take us 1 and 2 steps, so we'll be able to breeze right through this. The only thing, you can see I have these two numbers here, 4 and 2. You can put this on the top sheet of 5.1 and 5.2, and we'll eventually get to this. There's only one little slight difference between solving an inequality and solving an equation. And I'm going to illustrate this point. If I gave you these two numbers, 4 and 2, if on the inside, I'm going to put a little question mark here. If I had to put an inequality symbol, what would it be? Okay, now I'm going to erase it. Now I know 4 is bigger than 2, so the open face there would face the 4. This reads as 4 is greater than 2. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of illustrate a point here of basically when you have to switch the inequality symbol. I'm going to take both of these numbers and I'm going to divide them by negative 1. Okay, 4 divided by negative 1, well that's negative 4. 2 divided by negative 1, that's negative 2. Okay, now if I put this question mark, which one is bigger? Negative 2 is actually bigger right here. So if I erase the question mark, now you can see I'm going to switch to inequality symbol. So it started out as greater than, and then it ended as less than. Now I could have done the same. I could have taken this -1 right here. Let's say I get rid of it. The other thing that would have given me the same result of switching the inequality symbol, I could have multiplied both sides by -1. This still gives me -4. 2 times -1, that still gives me -2. The inequality symbol still switches. Here's the main difference. You didn't have to worry about switching an equal sign. There's really no such thing. Here's the main thing. I'm going to write this down right here. Make sure, write this at the very top. This is the only difference between solving an inequality and solving an equation. In an inequality, when, I'm trying to make this as neat as I can, when multiplying or dividing both sides by a negative, you switch the inequality symbol. So we'll say when multiplying or dividing both sides of an inequality, okay, and I'll just abbreviate, try to squeeze this in, of an inequality, then you have to switch the inequality symbol. And that's what we did here. Can we squeeze it in? Sort of. Alright, so we started with greater than, and then we ended up with less than. Alright, let's go to the notes. We'll rip right through the notes here. Alright, so last page right here, this is 5-2, and all this is just two-step inequalities. Again, same exact steps we did before. This should be automatic. When you do 7, like you guys should be at this point, you could do this in your sleep. Alright? You know, a good thing to do, I can draw a line straight down just like I did from the equal sign, but I solve it the same way. I'm just working with the left side. I know I have to subtract 5 from both sides. So when I subtract 5, oops, I was smearing there. Okay, if I subtract 5, that cancels. Subtract 5 from the right side, so I just have 4x is greater than, and 21 minus 5 gives me 16. Then I divide both sides by 4, and 16 divided by 4 gives me 4. Now don't just put 4 as your answer, make sure put this whole inequality symbol. So that just reads x is greater than 4. I didn't have to switch the inequality symbol because I divided by positive 4, not negative 4. So when I graph this, let's put 4. Let's go 5, 6. To the left, we'll go 3 and 2. This is greater than, it's not equal to it, so it's just an open circle. The inequality symbol points to the right, so we shade to the right. Okay, let's skip down. Let's do number 9. Okay, number 9, again, what should stand out are those parentheses. We always say those are the flashing lights. Let's get rid of it. So we're going to distribute this -3. So I do the arrows. -3 times x is -3x. And then -3 times that -4 is plus 12. And then I have greater than or equal to 0. Then again, we have our good old two-step equation. We're going to just work with the left side. We're going to subtract 12. Subtract 12 here. So I have -3x on the left side is greater than or equal to. And this 0 minus 12 gives me -12. Then I divide both sides by -3. I get x by itself. Now here it is. Since I divided both sides by a negative, I have to switch the inequality symbol. So greater than or equal to changes to this, less than or equal to. And this right here, -12 divided by -3, the negatives cancel out and I get 4. So I have x is less than or equal to 4. So again, graph it. Let's put 4, 5, 6. Put a couple numbers to the left, 3, 2. You can see kind of same old song and dance here. Now, since this is underlined, it means we're going to have a closed circle on 4. 4 is included in the solution. It's less than or equal to, so I shade to the left. All these numbers, 3, 2, 1, 0, they're all in the shaded region there. All right, so from this second side, 9 or 8 and 10 we didn't do. Do these on your own. I think from the first page it was like 2, 5, and 6. I forget what it was, but whichever ones I did not go over on the video, do those on your own. As I said before, this should be a review. Your whole key is getting the x by itself.